Today's episode of the Life in Attleboro podcast is proudly presented by Confidence Fitness. If there's one thing in life that we have at least a little control over, it's our health, what we decide to eat, and how much we decide to move our bodies. That's why I'm excited about this exclusive offer just for listening to the Life in Attleboro podcast. Confidence Fitness is offering a 2-week jumpstart program for just $99. It includes 6 small group personal training sessions so you can start building strength and muscle. You'll also receive their food and mood journal to get you thinking about what foods to eat and how they impact your body and mind. And you'll also get an in-body scan to measure your current body composition. All you have to do is go to lifeinattleboro.com and you'll see the link right there on our homepage. I'll also include the link in the show notes of this episode. Confidence Fitness is located at 453 South Main Street. Confidence Fitness. Strength for life, strength for sports. And now, on to the show. You are listening to the Life in Attleboro podcast, where we interview the city's most interesting people who are making a positive difference in our community. Hey everyone, I'm the host of the Life in Attleboro podcast, Mike Sullivan. Tim Sullivan, the president of Bishop Feehan High School, recently invited me to tour the historic and beautiful campus of the Shamrocks. And if you're wondering, no, there is no relation, but I have to say he's got a great last name. Anyway, I was blown away by what I saw. From state-of-the-art classrooms and learning spaces to the best of the best athletic facilities and fields, and the overall atmosphere and experience for students. So come on inside Bishop Feehan with me for episode 19 of the Life in Attleboro podcast. All right, joining me now is Tim Sullivan. He is the president of Bishop Feehan High School right here in Attleboro. Tim, thank you so much for being a guest on the Life in Attleboro podcast.
My pleasure. I've been enjoying the podcast myself as an Attleboro resident.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Thank you. I appreciate that. So a few weeks ago, you actually invited me to the beautiful campus at Bishop Feehan, and I have to admit, I was blown away by it. The brand new state-of-the-art classrooms and lessons, the brand new concourse at the football and baseball field, just the overall environment and learning environment there. Everyone was so nice and welcoming. So we're going to get to all that in a few minutes, but I want to start at the very beginning. How long has Bishop Feehan been around, and when did it all start?
Bishop Feehan is 63 years old, 1961. And it feels like, we're really like a third or fourth generation school now. We've had grandchildren come through, graduates, which has just started the last couple of years as we get to this age.
That's awesome. And I understand you yourself are a graduate as well as your children, correct?
I'm a grad, my wife, and all 4 of our kids.
That's awesome. And so how many students do we currently have enrolled at this moment?
We're 1,080,
okay,
which is full.
Wow. And of those, I was blown away by this when you told me. So of those 1,080 students, about 775 are athletes, including one of the top baseball pitching prospects in the entire country.
That's right. It's a very involved community. So not just athletics, but band and theater and robotics. But yeah, I think over 700 of our students last year played at least one season of a sport. That could be freshmen cross country that run as fast as I do. And it could be kids like, I think you're mentioning, we have a young man named Brody Bamilla,
yes,
who is really getting a lot of attention as a baseball player. And we have quite a few. I think last year we had over 20 students go on to play in college athletics. I think it was 30 or 35 go to play college athletics. So it's a active place. And
he's about 6'7", lefty, throws about 97.
I think he's taller than 6'7", and I've heard mid 90s and above. Holy cow. I just read the Twitter feed and it's fun to watch, and he's a great kid.
That's great. I'm going to go check out a game this spring coming up. So when I was touring there, and thank you again for the invite, that was very cool. There was a light drizzle, but as we were walking through the hallway, which actually goes underground to get from one side to the other side of the school, I was jokingly saying when I said, this must be where all the fights happened. And your answer actually surprised me. Can you share what your answer was with our listeners?
I remember, I think I said that's where the fights used to happen when I was at school. And it blows my mind as well. I've been here, it's my 9th year, and I'm going to knock on wood because I don't think there's been a fight between kids in the building while I've been here, which also, they're just kids. They're great. They're good kids, but they're kids. And
right.
Heck, I can't believe, 1,000 adults wouldn't have fights, never mind kids.
Exactly. That is unheard of in high school. So congrats on that. Let's keep that rolling. So that kind of brings me to my next question here, Tim. Everyone just felt like they were on the same page in beautiful harmony. It was a great learning environment and culture, like I mentioned. And I was floored as you were showing me around the completely renovated portion of Feehan, robotics classroom, an e-gaming learning space, a beautiful sounding chorus just singing for all to hear outside the music room. And
Right.
I got to admit, I haven't been inside a high school during the school day since I graduated back in 2002. So it's been a while, but man, talk about state of the art, modern day, and ahead of the game campus. You said something that stuck with me, Tim. You said, if we don't make these changes and upgrades right now, we're going to fall behind in 5 to 7 years. So Tim, a beautiful facility. Can you please share some of those renovations with us?
I can. In the last couple of years, I've been very busy, but last August of 23, we opened up our new IAC, the Innovation and Arts Center, which was, like you said, it was a lot of new space for engineering, robotics, esports, computer science. And then we also renovated at the same time, same building, all of our departmental spaces for the fine arts, chorus, band, theater. And together that's a really spectacular building.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you look, I probably didn't show you these spaces. There's some pretty old spaces here too, 63 years old. They're in good shape, but you can tell they're from the 60s.
Yeah.
And in both spaces, I would say, as much as I love the new building, it's the people inside the building. The teachers in the oldest classroom in the building are spectacular, and the teachers in that new building are doing a great job. So I love new bricks and mortar, but I know it's the people first.
Yeah. And an example of this, you introduced me to the e-gaming teacher, really nice and welcoming. But when you were showing me around in the sports section, the locker room, and it's been renovated, but the football coach was in there and you guys were playing Attleboro that night. And we tried for about 10 seconds to get his attention. And he was just so dialed in to whatever he was studying. It was awesome. I loved it. So you said something that sticks with us. Bring me to my next question, but something else that stuck with me, which was a lot, by the way. But when it comes to that brand new, beautiful Attleboro High School right down the road from you guys, like I said, I know the day I toured the campus, Feehan was playing Attleboro on the gridiron that night. So that was competition. But when we brought up Attleboro High School in the hallway, just talking, you told me Feehan doesn't compete with Attleboro High School. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I live directly across from Attleboro High, so I saw that school being built every day. And I'm so proud of it as an Attleboro resident. It's a terrific building. I know Principal Campbell, she's doing a great job. And I'm super happy about that. Feehan and Attleboro are different. And there's room, I think, I would say it this way. We think that Attleboro is stronger having two really great options for high school students. Attleboro is one, we're another, and we're very different. Certainly the CTE programs at Attleboro, we don't have any of those. But even just the other student experience, whether you're looking for a religious experience, which is really important here, a private school, college prep exclusively experience, different facilities, different people, different mission. I love when Attleboro does really well, and I love when Feehan does really well, and Attleboro is well served when we're both strong.
Can you talk a little bit about the religious experience at Feehan?
Yeah, it's fundamental. When we talk at admissions at open house, we say we're a Catholic school proudly and enthusiastically and fundamentally. Don't come here if you think you're just going to be able to slide away from that. It's not our goal. Right. Our goal is to actually celebrate that. We think a life well lived includes that part of the foundation. So it's a daily experience here. We pray every morning. We pray in class. We have theology class. But more than just those sort of ritualistic elements, we also think it's on the bus, coming home from that basketball game. We're a group of people committed to believing that a life of faith is part of a life well lived. And we think raising young people in that is important too.
You mentioned admission, so let's talk tuition now. How much it costs now, and how does the cost and investment compare to other Catholic schools in our area?
Yeah, good question. We are $14,500.
Okay.
Maybe $550. And we never say that's inexpensive. We know that's a commitment from our families. However, it is quite a bit less than a lot of the schools we get compared to. Zavarian High School, I think, is $24. That's up in Westwood. LaSalle down in Providence is $17 or $18.
Okay.
And we are the least expensive private Catholic school in the region by far. And we think there's not a single, we think we have every value, every facility, every faculty member and program available. We're very proud of our tuition rate. It's a mission decision for us. We want to make sure we're accessible to the families for whom our school was built.
And you mentioned on the experience, when you took me out to the concourse with the baseball field and football field, Again, that's brand new. Can you just touch on that? You told me something, because there are going to be a ton of scouts at those baseball games for that big lefty out there. That behind home plate, just it looked like a college. It's going to be quite the experience to catch a game there.
Yeah, so you've been saying baseball and football, and I would say baseball, football, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, because with those fields accommodate a lot.
Yeah.
The football side, the football, lacrosse, soccer side was renovated this year as well. It was a big stadium renovation. But that we already had that. We had turf and we had a track, and now they're just new again.
Okay.
So renewed. The piece that's really new this year is the baseball side, which we always had a grass field that was off in the corner. Now it's a turf field with lights, and it's best in class. I honestly believe there can't be a better baseball experience at any high school in the state. Yeah. And the spot that you're mentioning, this backstop seating area, it's 8 feet above the home plate. It's about 20 feet back. It's got a perfect view. It's got Fenway seating. Yeah. We're so excited to watch baseball this spring, and yeah, it's going to be great.
I will certainly be there to check it out, and I know my brother will be too, because he is a scout and he
there you go.
knows.
And it's not just Brody, by the way. That baseball team's loaded with some great kids, a lot of talent.
Awesome, yeah, that's going to be fun. Tim, what else do you want the people of Attleboro and beyond to know about Bishop Feehan overall?
I think I said it earlier, but my emphasis, especially for an audience like this, is the fact that I really do believe that Feehan makes Attleboro stronger. When folks are looking to buy a home or open a business, a community with really thriving education options is terrific. You're looking to buy a home and you really value Catholic education, move to Attleboro, we have that covered. You really want a thriving public education system, move to Attleboro. Attleboro High has that covered. Downtown's getting stronger. We're adding businesses and apartments down there. I feel like Attleboro's on the up. And we're part of that and proud to be. Sometimes this idea of let's not help Feehan because we're Attleboro. Yeah. I think that's a mistake. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I think that's a mistake just because we bring 800 of our 1,000 students are not from Attleboro.
Wow.
And those families are coming to Attleboro, shopping, going to the restaurants around town, getting to know our area, sometimes moving to our area just because of Feehan. We think it's only great for Attleboro.
That is a good message, Tim. We are certainly better and stronger together. Tim Sullivan, president of Bishop Feehan High School right here in Attleboro. Thank you so much for being a guest. Thank you so much for showing me around the beautiful campus. And I hope to have you on.
Yeah, I love the podcast, and we'll keep listening.
Thank you so much. Take care. I really hope you enjoyed our conversation with Tim Sullivan, president of Bishop Feehan High School. I learned a lot during my visit, and I hope you did too. Hey, I want to tell you about our new sponsor, Hoban Accounting Services. If you're a small business owner, you know how much of a hassle it can be to keep track of every penny earned and every penny spent. But thankfully, Hoban Accounting Services is on a mission to heal your headaches and fizzle your frustration when it comes to crunching those pesky numbers. Hoban Accounting Services has helped local businesses for more than 7 years. That's when Nicole Hoban, a proud mother of twin girls, launched her business. She's a QuickBooks Pro advisor with tons of awards to her name. If you mention the Life in Attleboro podcast, you'll get 10% off for your first 6 months. If you'd like to support a small business owner in our city, just tap the link in the show notes of this episode, and Nicole will be in touch. Hoban Accounting Services. A great bookkeeper should be an asset, not an expense. Hey, can you please do me a favor? If you haven't already, can you please subscribe to the podcast, leave a 5-star review, and most importantly, sign up for our email list. You'll enjoy exclusive benefits, including early access to every new podcast episode, special savings at Attleboro restaurants and businesses, behind-the-scenes videos and insights, and you'll stay in the know about cool events in our great city. Just go to lifeinattleboro.com, and you'll see the sign-up display right there on the homepage. And if you know someone who would make a great guest on our podcast, please shoot us an email at lifeinattleboro@gmail.com. That's it for today. Life in Attleboro is a great thing. Support our community, promote positivity, and make a stranger smile. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Life in Attleboro podcast.